it was a good win for guys. San Antonio, obviously, they're well coached, extremely well coached, and on top of that, those guys play hard. We knew it was going to be tough coming in. We kept talking about how hard they played, and man, Vassell, he's a really good player. He hit some tough shots, I thought, tonight. But that's what he's been doing for him all year. Big thing about tonight is we won the possession game. You know, when you factor in turnovers, free throw attempts, offensive rebounds, to come out on top against a team like that was a big positive. One of the things I did today, you know, challenged Foxy. He's been great for us all year. You know, I felt that this morning that we needed a big game for him, from him, to help us get over the hump tonight. And you know, he's a plus 36 when he was out on the floor. On top of that, 28 and 8, and then the job he did defensively is fantastic. So he showed up for us tonight, and we needed him too. But I tell you what, the game changed because of Davion. His defense, especially down the stretch, in that second half, was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been in the league 31 years, I think now, and there's only 2 players that I can think of that when they pick up full court, nobody wants to dribble up against them. Obviously, we saw that from Davion tonight, and then GP2, Gary Payton II. Same thing, you know, when he's on the floor and he's picking up full court. These guys that they're playing against are pros, and to be able to put that type of pressure on the ball, especially in a full court setting, is unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around it, but Davion's defense changed the game for us tonight. He was fantastic.
Yeah, Mike, the offensive numbers are astronomical from this game. Just looking up and down the board, they're crazy. But how far away are you from getting your defense to start to match some of what your offense has been able to do?
Tonight, far. We haven't been able to sustain it. It doesn't matter what combination I throw out there. We haven't been able to sustain doing the little things that you need to do every single possession defensively in order to have a chance to get stops. And I guess that's why I get paid to keep coaching. So I'm going to keep coaching on that end of the floor because we have a lot of room to grow, and if we can ever figure it out, we can have a chance to be pretty good.
Mike, the guys said that you did not like the offensive performance from them tonight. What did you not like about it?
I thought it was sloppy, you know, and San Antonio had something to do with it. You know, it turned into a rat race quite a bit, and I thought we probably over-dribbled a little too much, and you know, I always preach to our guys, hey, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, which is hey, just whoever's open, passing the ball. And we're good enough, talented enough, however you want to call it, to be able to get a great look down if we continue hitting singles. And I thought there were a few times we got a little carried away with the ball and ended up in turnovers, and they're out the other way, or you know, when you get sloppy with it, you don't give yourself a chance to get a look. And if we get a look, I mean, as you guys can see, there's a pretty good chance it's going to go in. So we could play better on that end of the floor, but defensively, again, we just got to figure out a way to get stops the right way.
Yeah, Coach, Malik is obviously a great shooter, but how important is his ability to hit the paint and make plays for himself and others, specifically when De'Aaron is out of the game?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, you know, Malik's a guy that can start and come off the bench. Just he's so talented with the ball, without the ball, but his athleticism and his quickness with his IQ help out a ton. And when he gets in the paint, you know, if you don't step up to him, he's quick enough, athletic enough, or explosive enough to finish at the rim in traffic. But the neat part about it is because he has such a good feel for the game, He can find Domas in the pocket, he can find Mezzi above the rim as a vertical threat, and he's done a good job of kicking out the shooters too. So he's changed a lot of games for us with his aggressiveness, and you know, we need him to continue doing that down as games go on.
Mike, Coach Pop said before the game that watching you guys, it was apparent to him that this was a team that's having a lot of fun together. I'm curious during this 5-game winning streak, in what ways has that fun sort of manifested to productive basketball?
Well, you know, I learned a lot of things from Steve, and one of the things he used to always tell the group in Golden State is, hey, we want to play fast, we want to play loose, but we want to have a discipline about our approach. And when you do, if you're open, let that thing fly. And I say the same thing to our group here. I feel we're that talented. I feel like we have a ton of shooters, and I feel like our spacing is pretty good. We have a pretty good feel for it. So a lot of guys step up at different times, and when the ball moves, I don't know exactly where we sit in number of passes per game, but when the ball moves, everybody gets the chance to touch it. There's a synergy that is, again, it's not a statistical thing, the synergy part, but you know how it is. If you're touching the ball almost every possession down the floor, you're feeling good about what you're trying to do when it comes to the defensive side of the floor, when it comes to rebounding and all the other grunt stuff. And the more guys that touch it, the more opportunity you get to shoot the ball. And when you get to shoot the ball, it's like it's a kid's game. When you're young, you get to shoot the ball, whether it goes in or not, you feel good about it. And so now when somebody does score, you're high-fiving and chest bumping and all that other stuff. And then obviously when you win, it helps out too.
Mike, 130 points a game over the last 5. Is that, I know you knew you could be good offensively, but is that exceeding your expectations a little bit? And then secondly, I don't know that we've got your thoughts on this whole light the beam craze. I'm wondering what you think about that.
Well, 130, yeah, but offensively, we're definitely exceeding what I thought we could do offensively. It's not a knock to the guys. I thought we'd be good offensively, but I mean, some of the numbers we put up, when I see it, I just keep shaking my head. I'm like, okay, wow, I mean, when's it gonna end? You know, but to the guys' credit in that locker room, like I said, we can shoot. I've seen it since the summertime, and these guys work extremely hard on shooting the basketball. They have a great feel for spacing. They want to see their teammates succeed, so they're trying to share the basketball. All the little things that you need to have offensively, they're trying to do. And then we're trying to play fast too. When you play fast, you get more opportunities to shoot the basketball and so on and so forth. So I thought we'd be good, but I this early, I did not think we'd be this good. And then the light the beam thing is kind of like some of Vivek's sayings that he has told me already. You know, I thought it was corny at first. I was like, light the beam, what? But it is really freaking cool. I love it. I'm still trying to see if I can see it out in El Dorado Hills. We've got to get a stronger beam so I can see it from my back porch before I go to bed. But wow, it's a really, really, really neat but simple idea, and it's catchy. I saw something where TD lit the beam the other day, and I was like, man, that is absolutely the coolest thing in the world for it to happen. So whoever did it, Matina, you need to give whoever's idea it was, please give them a raise, or at least 2 weeks off, 1 or 2, because it's freaking fantastic.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Shannon's like, I did it.
Shannon?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, okay, take 2 weeks off, no raise.
Coach, something that we haven't really seen out of this team in a long time is just their ability to play a full 4 quarters. They've been able to do that lately, but you know, there have been times where it's gotten really close. What's your message in those moments?
Well, you know, I don't know, I think against Brooklyn, we probably put 4 quarters together, you know. We still got to be better defensively. We haven't strung a good game defensively together yet. And it's not necessarily about what a team is shooting or scoring. It's just about doing what your assignment is defensively. So, I'm going to stay on our guys about that. Tonight, we knew that we weren't playing, and they had a lot to do with it, because they played, they didn't play their best, but they played hard, and they were good. Vassal was good, and it was getting us frustrated throughout the course of the game, and I was frustrated, and Douglas was frustrated, and everybody was frustrated, and I think late in the third quarter, I just say, hey, everybody just take a breath, starting with me. I gotta take a breath, so I went, I said, okay, now, let's get back to the game. We all just need to, we're palms up, that's what it is, not palms up, palms up. We need to do this, and now we just go out there and just do our jobs. Just keep the game simple offensively, talk defensively, and if you miss an assignment, keep scrambling to try to protect your teammate. And our guys responded really well after that. So there are a lot of different things said in the huddle based on the flow of the game. But again, hopefully sooner than later, we'll be able to put 4 quarters together on both sides of the ball.
And I just back to Malik for a minute. I doubt you're looking at putting a Band-Aid on your face anytime soon, but this stretch that he's on is pretty hot for him. Even as how do you make of just the stretch he's on? Is there anything you feel he's impacting more than you even expected, even if it's the joy of the game that he brings?
That's the first thing. He brings a lot of joy to this team. He's always laughing and joking, and he's a guy that keeps everybody connected and engaged, just because he wants to have fun, not just for himself but for everybody else. And that stuff is contagious, especially when you're going through some rocky times. But he's been fantastic. I told him, I was thinking about starting him today, but I said, no, I just love your punch off the bench. I don't want to mess with that. And, I told you guys already, I'm not a huge quote-unquote starting guy. To me, it's, who's on the floor during crunch time, and then who's on the floor at the end. And obviously, we didn't need him at the end tonight, but he was big for us during crunch time. I mean, he kept us in the game offensively, just creating on his own. And when you have a guy like that, and then you got Fox, and you got Domas, and you got her, oh my gosh, it bodes well for your entire team, because he's a very unselfish player.
Yeah, Coach, I don't think you want to mess with that. 70-plus points. The last 2 games each, for a total of 141 points total from the bench. So I don't think you want to mess with that. But can you speak on that, though? I mean, the bench they climbing right now.
Yeah, the neat part about it, Tom, a lot of times it's different guys stepping up. You know what I'm saying? Malik has been consistently good when it comes to scoring, but I mean, if he's not playing well, TD's playing well. If he's not playing well, Trey's shooting it very well. So I like the production that we're getting off the bench. Even Mezzi, Mezzi had 10 points tonight. 4. Yeah. So the energy and the athleticism that Mezzi brings is contagious. Guys love it when he catches an alley-oop and throws it down, and that gets the bench going. So I love what we're getting from those guys, and hopefully it will continue.
Last one.
Mike, you mentioned Davion earlier. How big and how important was the defensive pressure that he provided? How contagious was that to start that end of third quarter and fourth quarter run?
Huge. I mean, it's. I probably didn't say it enough, without him defensively, I don't know if we get the win tonight. Even though, like I said, Foxy played a great game, we had some other guys step up, Malik had a good game. His defensive pressure energized the entire team, and it gave us enough punch, belief, and so on and so forth, that other guys started doing it. And we caused a couple of turnovers because of it. We were able to get out and run and get some good looks. So tonight, if there's a game ball that goes to anybody, it's to Davion, because his pressure was much needed.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.